Like, I apologize here. Welcome to the TNT podcast. Again, we are back. We have another full house here tonight. We've got Mike, we've got Tuna, we've got Dan, we've got Roddy. How's everybody doing at home?
Fantastic.
Spiffing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Tuna's got he's got a vibe going on right there. He's got the lights, he's got the voice, he's got the voice changer. We love it. Oh yeah,
Nope.
there you go. No.
Yeah, I didn't lower it that time.
And he tried to do it with his own voice. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Hasn't hit puberty yet. I know he's young. I know Tuna's deceptively young. He's our youngest podcaster on here, I believe. So we'll keep going. Lots to talk about, but I think, the biggest thing that if you've, haven't heard, there was a big, company releasing, a whole bunch of stuff. And I think everybody's reaction is probably this. Apple did have a big release this week. New iPhones, new Apple Watches, a big environmental focus. We got lots to talk about, but let's kick things off with a quick little initial one adjective reaction. Roddy. One word here, buddy. Overall impression of the 15 and the Apple Watches. He's just making a sound. That's how good it was. Repeat? Oh, there you go. That's a controversial one, Dan.
I'm going to go with decent.
Decent, okay.
Decent.
Mike, one adjective.
Underlying.
Oh, okay. And Tuna. Tuna's already laughing. That's a bad sign.
Environmental.
Environmental. That was good.
Ooh.
I'm going to say deceptive is my.
Ooh,
deceptive.
I think there's a lot of things that Apple did well, and some things that they didn't mention, which I have a funny feeling was very purposeful.
Like always, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like always. But I think this time around, there's lots of things that just kind of skirted over. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was a timing thing or if it was just they already know kind of from leaks and whatnot. But let's talk about the event. So, for those of you who maybe missed it and you're not into tech like we are, Apple released their yearly update to the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro series. So let's start with the base models, because I think those, to me, had the most interesting changes when it comes to overall improvements, if you will. So what we know, we got new colors, fancy new shades, frosted backs, color matched glass. Am I the only one who thought that the color matched glass was just talked about way too much?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
It didn't need to be mentioned.
It didn't need, exactly. Like, they talked about the color matched glass for about 3 to 4 minutes. And listen, I mean, that may not seem like a long time, but there wasn't that much to talk about with the regular iPhone 15. So anyway, color match glass, you've got all these colors here: pinkish, yellowish, greenish, bluish, and a grayish.
I do like the green. I'd like the green.
The green is quite fetching. It kind of looks like you're a lime, maybe a muted lime, if you will. Interesting little... Yep, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say the reason that they talk about that stuff is if you think about like Apple, a lot of people talk about Apple as like a design company, right? Like a clothing line might be, or like a purse line, or like whatever, like accessories,
Fashion.
the way that they look at like fashion
line.
sort of thing. But they're also very in tune with how you would look at other aspects, like even like vehicles and such, and see, and you have was it color? What's the thing? It's color, materials, and fit are the three aspects that you talk about, like in design. You talk about it in vehicles. They talk about it, jewelry, clothing, architecture, like all aspects of everything that's like art connected is those three things.
So I don't know if you've ever seen. There's a TV show called Black Mirror, and there's an episode called Nosedive, where it's like a futuristic view of like social media rating each other, a system of like a score, a live score, if you will, of like how much access you have. But what I'm getting at is this year Apple's gone with some some interesting color choices, and not color choices, but muted color choices, if you will. So one of the you're getting a lot of like pastel kind of colors with the regular iPhone 15, and even with the Pro models, you've kind of really gone away from like glossy kind of side rails and camera housing squares, whatever the fuck those are called. But interesting. It's just a very interesting kind of paring back of design. And I'm kind of interested to see, now looking just at the regular iPhone 15 models, which we have up on screen. If you're listening at home, you can look up this yourself. But Roddy, what are your thoughts on just the design and going with the more muted palette this year? Do you think that's purposeful?
Yeah, I think we've seen a few other companies kind of go that route of having that more kind of, I guess it's muted or pastel. Hang on.
Fitting.
Somebody's
Tim
calling.
Cook.
Yeah. I think we've seen Samsung has shied away from like super bright colors and Pixel. They're the leaks of the colors that are coming this year. I think that everybody's moving towards that more pastel, muted, not bright or.
It's an interesting trend, eh? Like it's.
Yes.
I find it.
Though.
You say that again, Dan?
I want bright colors, man.
Right.
I just want bright colors.
I wonder if a lot of these companies, not just Apple, but like even the Samsungs of the world and the Googles of the world, I'm wondering if they're starting to pivot the concept of the smartphone into being something that kind of, how do I put this, fits into your life instead of rules your life. And I think we're starting to see that a little bit more with also the environmental push and stuff, which we'll talk about. But it doesn't really stand out. Like there's, I know people are going to buy it because it looks pretty, and I get that. And you're rocking a clear case or something that's going to look nice. But I don't know. Like it just seems like the design team just went, you know what? We've fucking done it all. We've done the bright colors. We've done the greens. We've done the blues. We've done the glossy. What's left? And this is where they landed, right? Like the muted pastel colors.
So,
Tuna, what? Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so without sounding extremely sexist, I'm gonna say that
Here we go.
but so if you think about, you have like the black color and you have the white at each end. Those are very like proper colors that you can have. If you're a businessman or whatever, you're picking up this phone, parents. But then you have like kind of the middle colors there that I would see like you would be buying for like your kid, maybe like somebody's daughter might be picking that up, or even their son.
Yes.
And with the Pro models, the models that they're buying for themselves, spending more money on, you get kind of the muted colors because they don't care. They're going to throw some like leather case on it that they spent $100 on or whatever, and they don't care. And there is some of that considered. The other thing I wondered is with going with the glass that they did, how that's formed if they can't make the colors darker.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the one, I'm not even sure why they're having the colored glass there, especially around the camera. Like, I'm not sure why that was even highlighted. Like, I don't understand why they talked about that so much. Who fucking cares? Like, it's just part of the overall design. I mean, it looks nicer. Don't get me wrong. It gives it a bit more symmetry and color unity, if you will. Yeah, I just don't know, like, if they made such a big deal there. I'm just not sure if it was worth it. Tuna, sorry, I know I was just going to get to you there. I know we were talking a little bit about the iPhone, and I know we were talking about the Pro models, but what are your thoughts about this new color scheme, if you will.
You mean for the pro models, like, right? The titanium.
Well, even the regular 15. Like, I mean, I know we talked the titanium. I'll pull up that on screen now. So
I think it's just like you said, trying something different. I think that according to them in their live stream, they have to do muted colors because titanium is so hard to whatever.
To colorize. Yes, I heard that.
So
yeah,
I don't really care. I mean, to me, if I get a phone like a nothing phone that has a flashy back or a bright color, I'm going to get a clear case and show it off. But with this, I'm just going to throw a basic case on it. I mean, the color doesn't mean much to me. I know we talked about pre-ordering, and I made the comment that I didn't care which color. Because I really don't. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to do the same thing as all the other ones. It's just, I mean, I know people care. I'm not a huge, like the Zenfone 10. I would purposely pick the red one out because I like that color. But with this, these all look the same.
Yeah.
To me, blue is blue, but it's not blue. That is not blue.
Yeah. I mean, me, like, I know we talked, like, on Twitter, they've been talking about, what's the best color in the middle of these fucking polls and all that shit. But I know I went for the natural titanium, but I normally go for space black. Now, the reason I went for the natural titanium is because I have an Apple Watch Ultra. And I don't, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I like to have a bit of parity with like the color and design and, like with what I'm wearing and what I have in my pocket. I know I'm probably fucking nuts. And I know, and a lot of people will be like, you're crazy, Darren. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You should have just gone with.
So you like all natural?
So, yes. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
I was waiting for that. Listen, I don't mind with people enhancing themselves. But I think, for me, that was the
different
choice.
Podcast, different podcast.
Yeah, it's true. This is true. Tuna and I actually are plastic surgeons by trade. So,
yes,
we help people look pretty. And we love
to Yeah. I will need to hire you ASAP.
Now, Roddy, I believe you pre-ordered the same natural titanium. I fucking hate that term. Yes. What was the reason for you going that route?
Somebody called it raw titanium.
Yeah.
No,
I won't make a raw dog joke here. I'm not going to make a raw dog joke here. Just keep going.
No, I don't know. It was I wanted something different. And all year long, all of the devices that I've gotten have been cream or white or a lighter color. Yeah. And I didn't want to get the white because I typically keep an iPhone longer than I keep most of my Androids.
Right.
So I went with that color because I feel like it's more of like a silver.
Yes.
Yeah.
And strange fact, I am also getting an Apple Watch Ultra. I've never had one. I want one. And I also wanted it to match. So there's
something to be said about that, right? I mean, I know, like I said, I know that sounds crazy to some people that are probably listening going, fuck, this guy's crazy. Like, what's he talking about? He's lost his mind. But I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're going to, like, I've always had space black and I've usually paired it with an Apple Watch and I'll usually buy like the blandest gray or black or whatever I can get. But with the Ultra, there is only one color, despite there being rumors there was going to be a dark titanium, which I would have jumped all over.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of the leaks we saw, a lot of the things that I was mentioning just didn't eventuate. It just didn't happen. There was lots of talk about, there was always lots of rumors when it comes to Apple, but, a couple of things that they did confirm, we do have a mute button, not a switch anymore, or rather a programmable button, action button. Yeah, action button. Listen, if I push that button, I get some action. I'm all for it. But, it would be nice to, it is nice to have that. And I think it launching the cameras.
Going to be some accidental action.
With Siri shortcuts, you could program an automated text to be sent to your wife, like, some flirty text, and it could become an action button.
Can it be emojis? Because that's all I type these days. It's just emoji after emoji.
Eggplant, eyes wide open, water in the air.
Yeah. Basically, that's exactly what I'm going to use the action button for.
Filth.
I'm actually curious to see, now just on a side note on the action button, I wonder if they're going to allow you to use shortcuts to program the Google Assistant.
Yeah.
Tapping the button.
That'd be quite funny.
Because you can do because you can trigger any Siri shortcut from anything.
Yes.
Like, for example, the really funny thing I used to do was with my HomePods, I used it to trigger Siri to activate Google Assistant to turn on my Xbox because through Siri you couldn't do, but I have a Roku and you could do any actions through like Google Assistant. So
Right.
I would just say, hey, turn on Xbox, and it would, and through that command, Siri would give the command to Google to do that. And with back tap, you can do that as well, where you can just double tap and own launch rating to Google Assistant. And with this, because they're allowing you to do any of the Siri shortcuts, it'd be very difficult for them to go in and block things because that's not how the shortcuts work. They're an automation system. They can't block specific ones and allow, So I guarantee it's going to happen. I want to see somebody figure out a way to do it just to make people mad, like get like Cortana running or something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Still
Tuna's
better
a
than
big
Siri.
fan. He's a big fan of the back tap, but he doesn't use it. He doesn't use his iPhone.
Tramp stamp.
Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. I got it mixed up. But yeah, no, it would be interesting. Dan, I know you were mentioning that you were thinking of going in on iPhone this year. Are we still thinking that, or are we a little more on the fence now?
Well, I as part of my phone contract, I can switch phones every 3 months.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I am tempted to swap my Xperia for it and then give it a 3-month experiment.
And then go back to the Xperia.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Number one Xperia fan.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Now, Dan, how familiar are you with iPhone?
I mean, I used an iPhone 11 was my main phone for like 18 months. So that was my first iPhone. I had a 13 Pro for a few months as well.
Okay.
So yeah, fairly familiar. I mean, I'm used to it because my other half's pretty much always run iPhone. Her family run iPhones.
Does the iPhone 15 Pro Max cost more than the Sony, or is it the same or less?
Same price, £100 cheaper
than the Sony.
I think is it $11.99 here. I think it is
for the iPhone. So
and $12.99 for the Sony. I think yeah. I expected that. To be fair, I'd expect that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make a point at all. I'm not trying to make a point at all.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think they increased I think the Pro Max has gone up by 100 this year. So
yeah, across the board, I think.
So
I think because of the storage increase. So
Dan's contemplating switching. Dan, you and Roddy.
No, I'm doing it. I am doing it.
He is doing it. Sorry. And then
in a couple of weeks.
have pre-ordered. Okay. So why am I not pre-ordering?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Why are you not?
I do prefer Android, but I've always had an iPhone as a secondary device.
Yes.
The two big reasons are with Android. If I grab another Android phone, I've got the Samsung Watch. I can swap really quickly. I don't want to go out and have to buy an Apple Watch. I don't want to have to go out and buy all these things. I don't have to do that, but what else are you going to use? Because there's only one watch that works properly with an iPhone. And I'm not really into the Apple Watch. I've never really liked them. I know it's sacrilegious saying that as well, but I'm not.
An Apple fan just died.
Yeah, I think I'll still wear my TicWatch even with the iPhone. I'll just pair it with an Android phone, and I don't tend to use any smart features generally. So I'm sort of like, it's more the health side of things and.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thing though. When I
it just syncs when you're at home,
with like Samsung or with Google, you kind of want to use the whole everything just to see how it works. I'm not really invested in the Apple ecosystem. I don't have any MacBooks anymore. I got rid of all those. I don't have any iPads. So for me, it's like I don't know if I'd actually get the most out of it. So I might sit back and wait a little bit. I might jump on one used down the road just to use it. I like to be able to use both, especially with 17 coming out. I want to see how different it is from the last ones. My work phone is an iPhone XR. That's how old it is.
Good phone.
Nice.
It's a good phone, but the battery life is struggling. So and when we upgrade, we're always for work. There was 2 years behind, so we'd get a 13 if they upgrade this year.
Yeah,
sweet.
Whatever. Yeah.
And that's honestly the iPhone 13. I think is still revered by a lot of Apple fans.
It's a very good phone
for being a very good phone.
So what do you guys think of the RIP Mini?
Oh yes, good point. Well done, Tuna.
Not fussed.
You don't care?
No.
Okay.
Too small.
I don't think.
Yeah, she might have said it to you, mate. I don't know.
Yeah. Roddy, what about you, buddy? I know you were a big fan of the Mini.
I like small phones.
I'm glad you said phones.
Yeah. So yeah,
feels so good in the hand, right?
Actually, I'm wondering because I got a Pro Max this time, and I've had a Pro for 2 years. So I'm kind of wondering, like, is it going to be, you're carrying around something like this?
I've never had the Max, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah,
that's all I've ever used is the Max. I had a iPhone 12 Pro was the last small one I
think it's smaller than It's smaller than the 14 Pro Max, all right, and lighter. So
the weight is what interests me the most. Because listen, the 14 Pro Max was a fucking brick.
Yeah,
like
I hated that phone.
I mean,
it was
not Pixel Fold brick, but like the next brick.
But at least the Pixel Fold, you can make it. You can say, hey, look, it's basically two phones screens together.
Yeah, yeah. The 14 Pro Max is too heavy. It feels uncomfortable. You get used to it, but it's uncomfortable. But what you'll find, I think, the lighter weight titanium, I think that's going to be huge for in-hand feel.
Did you see the pictures on Twitter though about the titanium? That someone posted how it's tarnished already. It could be just fake.
I saw that. I was like,
you're gonna have haters.
Yeah, there's gonna be haters.
It could just be that 10,000 people manhandled that phone during one day.
Yeah.
You don't have 10,000 people manhandle you, Roddy?
Yeah. All the oils on those people's hands from that whole day that they were using that, and they were there like.
And if it's hand sanitizer,
it could be mechanics. They just got done changing the oil in all their cars, So look at this new phone. It could have been anything for sure.
But they not sell titanium?
We know all those tech nerds were changing the oil on their Teslas before they went in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, fucking hippies. But do they not sell titanium cleaner? Like, am I not right thinking that
Apple will make it?
I imagine they will.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically. If you look at Apple's the way that they tell you to clean products, and by the way, listen to it. You don't use screen cleaners. You don't use electronic cleaners on their stuff because that removes the oleophobic coatings. You just use water and a damp cotton cloth that works perfect. Because
microfiber cloth, microfiber.
I had a help desk job when I was in college, and one of the worst things that happened is one of the professors let their class clean off the iMacs, and they used cleaner, and then it made my summer very difficult because my job was to go in and clean those, and it took me an hour and a half a computer to get them clean because you're sitting there, and the only way you could do that was water and the brown paper towel type stuff because it's similar to how it's funny enough. It's similar to how homeless people offer to wash their windshield with newspapers because that actually works.
Yeah,
because it doesn't use streaks and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the same thing, but it took forever. I literally spent weeks in one classroom just trying to get those back to get the stuff that they put on removed so that we could recoat them with the oleophobic spray.
So you're saying I shouldn't use nail polish remover
or something? It's like somebody had used
definitely not.
On them. It was
no
awful.
acetone or anything like that.
But
no acetone.
No acetone.
I have the silver 14 Pro Max, and if you're changing cases or whatever, and you take it out and you get a smudge on there, and I use a clear case to clean it. I just use a cotton T-shirt. I just breathe on the edge of it and use a cotton T-shirt or a little bit of water or whatever, and it cleans it perfectly, and you get the oils off because oil and water doesn't mix. So if you use something that's actually less than that in it, it won't even act as a barrier either. So
it just reminded me of just when you were talking about cleaning. There was a funny story here in Canada during COVID. Because, I don't know what it was like where you guys were, but, when you went to a grocery store, they had people cleaning the handles of the carts and stuff like that because, people are afraid of COVID. So there was viral footage of a guy, an older gentleman who obviously gave no fucks about COVID or any of that shit. And he was spitting into the cloth and just fucking cleaning up their handles. I wish I could find the footage. I'm trying to find it right now. It was quite literally hilarious.
Look, I have the the Watch 5 Pro, which is titanium. Yes. And I haven't watched this thing, wiped it off or anything since I got it.
Titanium's just so good.
Well, that's also black though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even those
is the 6 titanium? I don't even know. The classic? Because mine's silver and I've never wiped it down, and it looks fine. I don't have any tarnishing or anything. That's why I'm thinking one of those pictures were like edited, like someone did that on purpose to make Apple look bad, like they always do. Because again, I may not be the biggest Apple fan, but I don't know if
it's just typical that you get that area around a button where it's not really touched
exactly
because of it being, the button raising up. So it happens on all iPhones. I mean, it happened with Nothing Phone in later times.
The Nothing Phone, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh. What one is this?
Oh God.
Sorry, I just thought I'd share. This is a viral reaction here. So
there's another one too where this girl goes into a.
Watch closely. Ready? There he goes.
Oh, okay.
That's the way.
Just generally, that is disgusting.
Yeah,
that's how it's done.
COVID or not, there's a lady. There's a picture of a lady going into. There's another video of a lady going into a gas station to pay, and she has a mask on, but she cuts around the nose and mouth so she can talk. She's, it's just easier for me to breathe and talk. Well, then why are you wearing the mask?
It was a funny time.
It's a funny time. The thing I wonder is like, so, a lot of creators talk about like how they get criticized for their hands. So they'll use lotion so their skin is good, but then they're touching these phones and all the oils build up on it, or like any dirt on anything they touch is gonna stick to the lotion, and then they're gonna touch that phone, and it's just gonna be all the oils and the grease from the lotion, unless they're using something like fancy, and it's just gonna smudge on it. And it's like, or you could clean that off. Not like someone doesn't have.
Michael, all I'm thinking about is Joe Dirt now.
Yeah. I have to imagine that they were, God, I fucking hope so, that they were sanitizing their hands with like some kind of alcohol solution. And a lot of that shit just causes chaos to like devices, hand to hand, etc.
People just want to hate. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's always going to be someone who's going to go on Twitter, and it's always fucking Twitter, and say, oh, look, titanium, this is what happens, to it. It smudges. And then remember when it was stainless steel? Oh, look, it smudges.
I will tell you one thing, though. The last few years when they had the shiny, they were fingerprint magnets, and they scratched very easy.
100%.
That's one thing I did not like. Just putting a case on and off, they would scratch.
Titanium doesn't really do that.
It takes a little more effort.
A lot more, generally.
So you're saying I'm going to be able to keep my phone? Oh, yeah, 100%. I actually want to see what he says about it, because I'm curious to see what he says about the durability of the Titanium.
He's a Samsung
If you've got the natural one, though, you shouldn't really see scratches too much.
Yeah.
And one of the things is the way that they polished that titanium, it kind of has lines on it, like grooves. So if you did get a like fine scratch, you probably wouldn't even notice it's there, unless it's like across it. And then if you're going across it, because the titanium's so strong, it's most likely gonna scratch whatever you're trying to scratch it with, rather than the actual object itself. So
Now, just I know we talked about like what they did release and what we thought about that, but what about I wanted to take a minute to talk about what they didn't talk about, because Apple's marketing machine was in full force this week. And, one of the things they do, they've done this for a little while now. I don't know how many generations it's been, where they do the little infographic of like all of the features of that new device. And I'll just kind of pull one up on screen. But one of the things that caught my attention, and this was mentioned early this week, a lot on social media, in fact, about stuff they didn't mention. Like, so for example, for me, I was curious. I thought when we had USB-C that we would have a remarkably different charging experience, right? Even with the base models, I thought we would see it. They would mention like the jump in charging speed. And I know
was there a jump? Was there a jump? I don't even know.
Well, that's the thing.
20 watts is it still?
Apparently, I mean, Mike was saying that there might be like a firmware upgrade that can make that faster.
Here's how I see it. Apple does iterative updates like every other company.
Yes.
People say they steal from Android. Technically, maybe they do, but they also, rework it for for their ecosystem.
Yeah.
All they're going to do is they're going to keep the charging. So next year they can say, hey, look, we've doubled it. You can't do it all in 1 year because then you have nowhere to go. So they got to slowly do it. That's why like the chip and everything like that, they wasn't mentioned. Go ahead.
They never really mentioned that wattage because part of the thing is always like, 50% in half an hour or whatever will be there, or 35 minutes or whatever. So because the different phones have different battery capacities, they try to keep that even. So, the Pro Max is like 27 watts, and so the Plus would be very similar, and then the Pros are like 23 watts or whatever. But then they do all their numbers using a 20-watt charger when they do all their charging tests. So technically, if you used a faster, if you used a 30-watt charger or whatever, then you're going to get the 27 watts. If you so you may get a little bit faster. But realistically, it's like, okay, so you get to that, once you get like 70%, everything slows down anyways. That's why it takes so much longer. It might take a half an hour to get to 50%, but then when you get beyond that, everything slows down. And most phones do that too. I mean, except for like the ridiculous 150-watt charging devices. But even those, the first 5 minutes will get you to 90%, and then it's like 10 minutes to do the rest of the charging. So, well, I mean, I don't know. They don't really ever mention that. They never mention battery capacity. It's always how long does it take. It's always like they never really give full on numbers, and that's a smart move because the other thing is batteries vary in capacity, and charging stuff can vary. So it's like if you use this charger, then that's what you're going to get, and that's a smart move on their part because it's not like
I think they just tend to.
It's not going to be any charger. You can say, well, I want to get that, so I'm going to, they're already telling you which brick and everything they're using.
I think you'll find like they probably just think that a lot of the consumers just look at wattage and just be like, I don't know what that means, so I'm just not going to.
Yeah, this infographic is definitely like, hey. This is what the consumers are gonna. Whoa,
easy
promotion,
to understand
big
stuff.
word, marketing words. Titanium always on display. A17 Pro. It's not the A17 Bionic. It's the A17 Pro. It's 3 nanometers, but it's like 9% faster. I'm not trying to make fun of them, but this is how this is all companies. They're not the only ones. Samsung does these infographics now. Google does it. I actually liked Google's last year, but it was like not live, and it just like maybe it wasn't last year, a couple of years ago. It just like it was a 20-minute video and we're done. Who cares about all this crap? I just want to get the phone in my hand.
This reminded me of when Samsung with the Exynos was supposed to be working with AMD for their GPU stuff.
Yeah, that didn't do it.
And then they didn't really do anything, and they haven't done that yet. And so, like, if you think about it, though, Apple with this Pro moniker, the idea is like they're adding some special handling that handles like video processing and and some of that stuff, similar to like Vivo, how they have their what's the V1 Pro chip that handles image processing. So it's kind of neat to see that they're doing that rather than being like, oh, we're just gonna try to make the A chip 30% faster, but then that's going to add heat. So I'm kind of glad they're not saying it's going to be so much faster because the A14 had some issues. So they can say, yeah, we at least made it somewhat faster, but we're also focusing on things for that. Part of that also is like the language model handling to try to improve because, they brought Siri to on-device with iOS 16. And so they're continuing that. So the language handle. So it's good to see that they're kind of, and everybody's going to be like, of course, they're following Google and following the Pixel. Well, good. They need to improve that stuff. It's good to have it be on device so that
we needed a bit more.
It's not reliant on your data connection or whatever. It's also technically, I guess you could say, more secure because it's not accessing the web or sending your information to access the web to have to utilize it.
Now, just sorry to cut you off there, Mike. Now, one thing that I don't know if you caught this, and I know we have a little group chat, and I posted this in there. Did you catch the subtle dig at Samsung? Did you catch it in there? What? No lag. There was something they said. What was it? Did you catch it? I just want to see if you guys were paying attention.
I was half asleep, man. I was half
yeah, well, I'm
asleep by
probably
the time
late
they
where
got
you
to
are,
this.
right? Yeah. Roddy, did you catch it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It wasn't even the Pro models. This is how fucking Apple's saying fuck you to Samsung. In the discussion of the base model iPhone, the lady who was on screen, I forget her name, random lady from Apple. She says, and you can take super high resolution photos with no shutter lag.
Oh, I did get that. I did get that. Yes.
Yes. Like nice little subtle dig, like to a fuck you to Samsung, because we know that Samsung's had issues with shutter lag, probably stemming from the fact they're putting these fucking 200 megapixel cameras in there.
But that's how clever they are, though. Like they mention Samsung without anybody knowing that it's Samsung, other than the techie crowd. You know what I mean? Whereas Samsung directly say Apple, and they have Apple things in their ads and everything.
Did you
marketing
see the Samsung digs on Apple with the?
It's ridiculous.
I think even OnePlus jumped in on it. I thought it was pretty interesting. But going back to the processor real quick, so the A17 Pro it's a first 3 nanometer. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
A couple things I've read. They have an agreement with, was it TSMC or TM, whatever that,
TSMC,
for a year where no one can use that same node, and that's why the 8 Gen 3 is going to be based on 4. Now, that could be true. I don't know. The other thing is, I read an article that came out a little bit, the Tensor G3, and it's supposed to have AV1 encoding. And in the article, the article came out before this new chip was announced, and they said that the G3 or the Tensor G3 was going to be the first processor that did AV1, but now obviously they won't release at the same time. They also said that the GPU in the Tensor G3 is supposed to support ray tracing, but Apple wasn't the first to do that either. I think MediaTek has a chip too, or someone does. It's the Mali GPU or whatever. So I'm not trying to belittle Apple, but they use marketing big terms, ray tracing. It's cool they're bringing some cool games to it, but who the hell's going to play? I like to play games on my phone, but it's hard. It's not like the big screen. It just isn't. So
well, that's another subtle dig at Samsung, right? Because if you remember with the S23 Ultra, they were pushing this big, let's get you gaming on the S23 Ultra angle. And here we are looking at the infographic right now. And in the right corner of the fucking screen, you've got next level mobile gaming. Not just mobile gaming, next level mobile gaming.
You got the video out now as well, though. So video out.
What if you lose?
Monitor.
True. Yeah. Yeah, what if you lose? Yeah.
I think you have to get the iPhone because you need to be the next level gaming.
It's true.
So do you guys remember at all when the iPod Touch used to be where Apple would bring some features before they actually brought it to the iPhone?
Yes.
Because that was one of the things, they would actually drop it on the iPod Touch and then they would bring it to the iPhone later. So I have this theory that's what Stage Manager on the iPad is, because they don't sell as many iPads, so they can work on getting that kind of without pissing off the 200 million iPhones that they sell a year, all those users. So I have a feeling they're working on Stage Manager and that that the whole USB-C thing.
Now,
with that, Mike, will get improved USB, and that we're going to see a version of that with the iPhone where you connect it. Because even with the fact that they put in their monitor, they put in the studio display, they put an iPhone chip in there. So they could add features and have those work together, and you use it with that and you get added features because, you have the storage and RAM in there or whatever. And it makes complete sense if you look at the direction they're going. Even with utilizing the 2 different processors with their headset.
Yes. So
they already are working on that technology and have been working on the whole dual processor thing. This is another instance of, and A series has for a long time had the secondary process, the neural engines and the other processor stuff in there. I think this is just an addition to. I also noticed something, and the reason I said underlying, and I also was thinking split, was so we have the Watch SE, right? And then you have the Series 9 and then the Ultra. And then now they have gone back to kind of what they did with the 12 series, where you have the regular iPhone and then you have the Pro model and then the Pro Max gets additional. I think I think that the iPhone SE is going to go away. And the base model iPhone will always be the one that's going to be like going to have like last year's
entry
processor.
Level.
And it's going to be the entry level, and it's never. And then the Pro is like the new Pro Max version, and that the Pro Max eventually is going to be the Ultra. We're going to see that get like bumped up in storage, and that's going to be the one that gets additional cameras because they added the 5X. So now that causes another problem. Because you go from a 1X to a 5X, so everything under that is digital, which you can do with a 48 megapixel. You can do, a 24 megapixel image at 2X, a 16 megapixel at 3X.
Yeah, but the 2X is optical quality, though.
Yeah, it is.
So it's going to be
optical quality.
But with the Pro, some people were talking about like the conflict between going with the Pro and the Pro Max because the Pro has the 3X. So technically, you could do 2X and 4X at the digital, and the 3X is still there. So when you're doing portraits, with the 5X, you have to step back, or you have to use a crop for the lower. Where a lot of people are doing stuff in low light. So with the dedicated 3X, that can be sort of an advantage. So, eventually they're going to have to add a fourth lens if they're going to want to increase zoom because the numbers just won't. Or they're going to have to make the telephoto a 48 megapixel like larger sensor because then you could crop in on that and essentially get like a 20 all the way up to like a 30x zoom. But right now, they're just trying to get 3 lens sensors down. They changed for the first time in forever away from all 12 megapixel sensors last year. So I think that's one thing that we don't think about. It's pretty major for what they did this year, considering just last year they added the additional larger sensor, and now they brought that down to the base models, and and for Apple, that's a pretty major shift in 1 year. They don't tend to do that. They tend to use the same thing on all models for a while.
Well, I mean, we knew they were going to come out swinging a little bit, just given, I think the lukewarm reception of the 14. Roddy, did you have your hand up before? Sorry, I thought I saw you pointing at something.
Well, I was going to say one of the rumors that we didn't get was stackable or stacked lenses.
Yes. Which was one of the rumored tech things coming to
right. Are you talking about periscope lens?
No.
The sensor. We've got it's a stacked sensor anyway, but it was basically they were talking about the rumor of a dual layered sensor, such as the one in the Xperia.
Right.
Because Sony had some workings with Apple. I think it's going to come. It's probably going to come next year because it's rumored to come in Xiaomi's next phone as well. So, Xperia was the tester basically. Xperia was the test.
They always
everything
are.
else. Yeah,
they always are.
It is just a testing platform.
It is. Good old Xperia. Without them, where would we be?
You would be nowhere.
I'm curious about
Sorry,
it's
absolutely
true.
nowhere.
Well, they do make all the lenses. Let's be honest, right?
Like, Sony do, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, most of the modern smartphones are made with a Sony lens, right? Now, my question is the spatial video or spatial video.
Spatial.
Spatial, yes.
Who cares?
So, no, I'm just kidding. To me.
I think it's interesting because of the Vision Pro headset. Because here we have the ability to record. You know what I picture? And this is going to be like very future me, but like I picture.
Do not say porn.
No, I wasn't going there.
Roddy knew he was
going. With me. No, I picture this in my head, like with that kind of recording of video. It's very immersive. So I wonder if they're pushing the Pro headset to be like this memory relapse rejuvenation thing, where it's like you get to relive some of these memories in the best possible video way.
Totally. Right? In addition to that, though, they're smart because you're going to pay what $1,200 for the base model Pro Max, the spatial video. Then you're gonna say, "Crap! I want to watch this." I'm gonna go out and buy the headset for $3,200. Yeah, and that see Dan shaking his head. You know what that means?
No.
He's already ordered both.
He's already got it.
He's a closet
Absolutely
Apple fan.
not. Oh my god, it's so much. I just don't understand why that needs to be a feature. Like,
listen, I'm gonna be honest.
Who watches their videos about like
yeah,
that?
You know who they sound like? Do you know who they sound like though? They kind of sound like Samsung. They throw everything. Remember when they used to throw everything in the kitchen sink and see what sticks? And there were so many features, and people were like, "Holy crap!" Apple's starting to do that now.
I think they're just looking for ways to sell it.
Right. Yeah, honestly, marketing. Right. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Well, I mean, Roddy was doing this, and I think we need to talk a little bit about this. The nipple.
I've been doing it with this. I've been doing the same thing with this, with the gestures, and it works pretty well.
Crab people bastards.
Yes.
With the 6 Classic, it's been working pretty good.
Apple Watch was also released, the iteration of the base model and Ultra versions.
Darren, before you mention anything, how disappointed were you in the Watch Ultra and the Series 9 videos on that light? That was the worst. They didn't say anything.
No,
like they
it was like
the Watch Ultra Watch 2 is like a spitting image of the first one. It's got what? I don't even know what the difference is.
The only difference that I could tell,
a better watch face.
Yeah, that's it. A better watch face. That was it. Yeah. Like, and a brighter screen, but with a 2,000 to 3,000 nit jump. Okay, sure, you might be able to notice it. You might be able to tell what's going on, but like a watch face, fucking seriously, like, and they didn't mention anything about the Ultra doing that.
Well, and the other thing is, people were saying, well, Samsung did the same thing with their watches. Technically, yes, but at least they brought the bezel back on the Classic.
They did something for fan service, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, the rumor was we were going to get a dark titanium Apple Watch Ultra 2, which we never got.
Why didn't we? We got all these color
titanium. I don't know, yeah.
Why not give us
a muted blue?
Dip a Series 1 in the fucking ink, man. Like, come on. Like,
give us a muted blue.
I wanted that green back from the 13 Pro series. Green's sick.
Bring the green.
No, I want like bright lime
or even
green.
the Sierra blue, or even I even like the purple, to be honest, from last year.
Yeah.
How about
we know you like purple.
What about purple to match that?
I do.
See? Don't ever do that.
But no, I know what you're saying, Roddy. Like, how hard is it for them to take Series 1 Apple Watch Ultra and dip it in the fucking the anodizing color fluid?
They are awesome. Roddy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to say more.
Got to do it.
Apple is awesome. The Ultra Watch 2 and the Apple 9 are almost identical. They probably made some slight differences, like most companies. But Apple will sell millions of those things. People are like, I have to upgrade from the 1 Ultra to the 2 because it's different. And people will pay. They don't have to change anything.
I'm legitimately concerned about one thing, and I think this is going to be all over Twitter, and it's going to be all over YouTube. This action, right? Doing this, like if I do this at home in a certain context, am I going to activate my fucking alarm or like the SOS or like?
Could you imagine getting pulled over by the cops and someone's calling your phone and you're like doing this? They go, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" I'm not drunk. I'm just trying to hang up the phone. All right.
Sir, are you having a fit? No.
Yes.
I'm having a stroke.
I honestly, I can't wait for that to be hacked or like fucking jailbroken so that we can get this to like, shrink down. Oh shit, what happened? Sorry, I just saw Mike say. Hang on, Mike.
He's muted.
Sorry. What happened? Oh, we lost Mike. There he is. He's back. I can't wait for this to become hacked. Like a nice jailbreak. We can do. You know what would be awesome? And I was thinking about this when they were talking about that. Why didn't they do this to lower the volume of the watch?
That's too much.
Doing this is too much? Like just a slow, kind of more prescribed.
With Samsung and their accessibility option settings, they have like you can shake your watch to activate it, and you can do this to go through the menus. And they have different. And it actually, I didn't think it was going to work. I had the 6. I don't have the 5 or the 4. Maybe not work as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, doing the same. You can like close your fist to make actions.
Fucking Minority Report. This shit.
I know it's too
fancy. It works really well. Now it's not made for like Apple's made for everybody. This is made for people with certain issues.
Crap hands.
Well, Roddy bought it because he has to make the fist action quite regularly. So it kind of.
So they did.
Is that a new exercise routine?
Accessibility.
Does the watch have a new exercise where you can?
Oh no.
No, I guess
what do they call that? Strokes?
Or this way.
Yeah.
Isn't
it? Like,
oh god.
Banned. This podcast is gonna be banned.
The only way you could do the only way I could think you could do volume would be like so. In accessibility, they have pinch, double pinch, and then they have like clench and double clench is what they call it. Would be you could do like a clench and rotate your arm because it could use the.
That's what I was saying, like a turn the knob.
Okay, like turning the knob.
If I ever walked by and I saw you doing that, I would turn your volume down by just punching you in the face. Then you wouldn't hear anything.
It's true. If I see someone doing that on the street because they're like,
you know what?
I can't get my watch.
I think what would be best is if you just like used your finger and touch the watch.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Like
that would probably work really
the
well.
fact that you can control volume would be. I mean, technically, you can control volume in most apps with this anyway. So, like,
so stupid.
I get pictures of like the
chicken dance. Is that the chicken dance?
Yeah, like I don't fucking. If it gets to that point, oh my god.
Could you imagine going to a wedding and they're doing the chicken dance and everyone's watches would be going crazy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wanted to call
Darren's wife is yelling from the other room, "Hey babe, why is my phone volume going up and down rapidly?" And then he looks down and he realizes he took her watch. You know.
Well, actually, I'll tell you a true story. So on my wife's Apple Watch, you know how like you have that fall detection feature. So she was making a pizza dough in the kitchen, and she was like kneading it and like smashing it with a fucking cooking hammer. And it activated the SOS emergency feature. And I wasn't around. She didn't know what to do because she's never activated it before. And it's fucking buzzing on her hand and it's counting down. And she's like, what the fuck is this? What do I do? So anyway, inadvertently, she ended up calling the emergency services and had to explain to them on her watch, sorry,
pizza
I don't know what the fuck
emergency,
this is.
Yeah, for sure.
Was cooking pizza and, I've activated it. But
well, have you guys ever done that before? By accidentally activated it? So I had the Nothing Phone 1 in my pocket, and I work in law enforcement, and I was we were looking for somebody, and we ended up, or they cut out their ankle brace. We ended up finding it, and we're taking it back, and I hear someone, I hear like a siren going off in my pocket. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I literally pull my phone out, and it's the local sheriffs are calling me, and they're like, who is this? I'm like, and I said who I was, and they're like laughing at me. I have no idea even how to activate the emergency thing on an Android phone. But apparently, you hit the power button 5 times, maybe. Yeah. Somehow I did that when it was in my pocket. I don't know, but that was definitely.
Or you can press and hold, you can press and hold and then hit the emergency SOS.
Why don't you show us in real time?
Yeah.
Funny thing is actually this is a good tip for anybody. With both iPhone and Android devices, with a lot of them, you can go into the SOS settings and you can actually disable the emergency call part of it. So if you just want it to like call somebody and then they can call emergency, so that way you don't want to have it call 911 by accident. Funny story, the very first smartwatch I had was a Gear S3 Frontier, and I was out mowing the lawn. And all of a sudden, it's ringing back at me. I'm like, what's going on? My dad's called me back, and he's like, did you try calling me? Apparently, I had triggered the SOS on that thing when I was mowing.
Oh, no.
Because I had gloves on and didn't realize it had pressed against the crown and had triggered and so it called him. So he's called me back, are you okay? Because he had gotten a text. Because it does the text and then it will do a call if you. Yeah. Back then it was it would do a text initially, and then if you kept holding it, it would do a call. And I'm like, I'm fine. And my sister got a text. Half my family's like, are you okay? It's yep, perfectly. But it worked amazing. And I ended up having a conversation with my dad on the phone while I was mowing. That was the other crazy thing. I just put my earbuds in, paired into the watch, and kept mowing. And crazy.
So I think one of the things we need to just talk about briefly is the big environmental push that we saw with the launch of the iPhone. I'm going to pull up the video.
Before you pull up the video, this is the most important thing that Apple announced on the 12th of September this year. I think that the environmental impact that they have
creative.
If Tim Cook called you up and said, "I want you to be in my commercial. I'm going to pay you $20 million to do a 5-minute video," you would say no because you want it to go to the consumer.
Yeah. So I mean, listen. Like
Roddy's going to be in the next commercial. Roddy's going to be in the next commercial.
It is kind of crazy to think, if you think about that, in the since the release of the iPhone 10, introduced the $999 price tag. If you think about it, the iPhones have actually never actually gone up in price. Technically, they've gone down at one point. If you look at like inflation and stuff, Apple's technically never actually raised the price.
But they're not making a whole lot of changes either.
Very incremental changes, yeah. They can afford to.
Because we don't have a charging brick anymore.
That's right. Yeah, we lost shit, but we didn't pay anymore.
And all of the iPhones are bigger than the iPhone 10 was. That's the other interesting thing, because the iPhone 10 was actually technically smaller than like an iPhone 8 screen.
Yeah.
So, and all the iPhones have USB larger screens and better specs and like all the other crazy stuff. And they run OLED and better cameras and all this stuff. And the fact that they didn't like raise the price, I thought it was funny was the back and forth with Apple and Samsung, where Apple drops the price on theirs and then Samsung drops theirs, and then Apple drops it like again below theirs.
I think both companies are basically
back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know what Tuna's doing there. He's jerking off. What's that sound?
Definitely not what that was.
I know you were winding it up.
I'd be very.
I'm AI. I'm a robot. I need a little oil.
I think the year that we got the iPhone 11 Pro Max was like the best year for all tech companies, because if you think about it, there was like 11 Pro Max. It was the last time that Samsung had like a Note that was like
decent.
Because that was decent. Like Note 10 Plus year was. And Note 9 was like pretty good. I actually preferred the Note 9 only because it was 3-hole punch. You had a headphone jack, and then the speakers, it actually had like the hole out the top of it. So, as opposed to using like the earpiece, it actually had a speaker that was, so you had sound coming out of the bottom and the top, actual separate. And then they added the whole hole punch thing, and we got curved screens which break easier, and we got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, and I don't know. I feel like that was the last year of good technology. I don't know. Battery life went downhill for a while until like last year, basically.
But here's the thing. So we make fun of the iPhone live stream, but we haven't seen Google's yet, and I'm going to guarantee you that the 8 is not going to be a huge leap from the 7.
No.
What I'm really looking forward in the 8, like again, Apple didn't really impress me. The zoom lens, okay, great. They used some weird shaped prism, and they said it's brand new or whatever. Periscope's probably better, maybe not. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for Pixel to have the Tensor G3. I don't care if it's a powerhouse. I just want it to be better thermals.
Yeah.
Obviously they've always been GPU heavy, so I'm not really concerned about that. But I just want to see their iteration getting better. See, Apple's been on what? They've been doing this for years, whereas Google went from Nexus to Pixel, and they're kind of starting all over, and they're just now working on their own chip. So I don't want to make fun of Apple too much because we haven't seen the S24, the Pixel 8.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know like what's coming, right?
Right.
Exactly. I just realized what the Pixel reminds me of. When LG with the G6, where they did like the ultra wide camera on the back and everything was sideways. If you took that, how they had like the cutouts for the cameras and bumped it out thicker, that's what this across the back of the Pixel reminds me of completely, because it had like the single, and then you had like the pill shape next to it for the second camera and the flash. And that was, a huge thing for LG. And it's just funny because obviously Google acquired Motorola and all their stuff, and Motorola was also working on some of that similar stuff to what LG was doing. So I wonder if that's kind of where we're starting to see the Motorola stuff coming into back out again.
Now,
I think the AI video stuff is what I'm looking forward to with the Pixel, because of the stuff that they're talking about, like some of the cool features.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be
The audio, what is it? Audio Magic Eraser or something? What the fuck do they call it? I can't remember now.
Audio Eraser. It's supposed to have AV1 encoding too, just like the iPhone, so it should be pretty interesting. Yep. They can't go anywhere but up with their video. So even if it's a slight improvement, it's a slight improvement. Pixel, the cameras are always going to be the same. We know the cold look, and if you like that look, you're going to like the Pixel. If you like the warmer colors, you're going to like the iPhone. I know they have the new HDR, which Darren's creaming over there, but hopefully it is better. And Dan has the experience, so he's got the best of everything, apparently. So,
yes,
and Roddy, I don't know.
I think Google's video has been
not
good.
The nothing phone.
I thought their video was pretty good with the Pixel 5. Like when they brought in the panning stabilization and some of that stuff that was brought in, and like using that for B-roll and stuff. I think what Google has done with videos is for most people is more than enough. I think it's just the people that want and they were the first company, I believe, to do 4K 60 on all the lenses, and you could change things in between.
But they apparently, though, the one thing they won't do, Mike, is replace your Pixel Watch screen if you break it. I don't know if you saw that article that came out today saying, Google's come out and said, you break your screen, bad luck. We don't have any support centers or repair centers for the Pixel Watch. Which kind of makes sense.
Don't break your watch.
Don't break your watch,
But didn't they also mention that they were working with iFixit so you could fix like your Pixel Fold screen or something? Like you could get a kit from them and all that. So, but you can't fix a watch that should be.
You can't fix a $199 watch.
8,000 times more simple and 1/9 the cost.
Yeah,
I'm just wearing a Pixel Watch anyway.
Well, that's exactly right.
True.
I mean, to be honest with you, they were given away for free.
Right.
Maybe they figure most people, if they break it, they probably don't care. They're not going to fix it. They'll just wait and get the next one for free next year or something. I don't know.
Now,
that must say a lot about numbers if they're not willing to put in. That's the other thing. It must say a lot about their sales numbers. Because if they're thinking, the percentage of people that bought and then the percentage of people that broke it, that's not worth them investing to have in place where people can get it fixed, then that must mean that they had the 20 people that bought and reviewed it were the only people that actually bought them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the, I think, again, Roy, Tuna, you're right. I mean, we know that, sorry, Tuna's losing
I've got no soul. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going crazy over here. Sorry.
But we don't know what Google's got planned. I don't think there's going to be any big surprises apart from iterative updates to what seems to be a pretty iterative.
Will come out, and the haters on both sides will come out. You got people arguing about, it's got 60 hertz. I don't care. If you don't like 60, if you want 120 hertz, to go buy a Pro model. I don't care.
Well, we know what we are getting.
Yeah,
a price bump.
Oh, yeah. We heard about the bump. We'll see, I guess.
Unless you live in Canada,
Apple's gonna have one too. So
Canada will be like $1,600.
Double the price.
$800 here in the US.
It's always $1,600 here. Everything's fucking $1,600. A fucking can of soup $1,600 here.
Because I asked Darren to buy me the iPhone 15 with the SIM card slot, and he's like, "Here's the price." I'm like, "It's like $400 more than here. I'm not. It's not worth the tax."
I told you, SIM card tax, man. That's what it is. You want a SIM card? You pay $400.
I could have Dan send me one with VAT. It would be cheaper than what you guys pay.
Probably.
Would. I don't know what VAT is. I'm assuming that's taxes, right?
VAT, yes. We have to pay 20% on it, yes.
Right, okay. One last quick little story just to wrap things up. I don't know if you heard. I'm just steering away from phones for a second. I don't know if you heard about this AI-generated Coca-Cola flavor.
Yes, I had it today.
No.
Did you?
I bought it today, yes.
Okay, so what does it taste like? Because I imagine it tastes like
I can't even explain it.
And,
so
old batteries.
It's like Coca-Cola.
I don't drink a lot of pop. I usually drink zero, like sugar-free. So I went to my local grocery store, and they had it. And I swear to God, I grabbed the zero, or at least I thought it was a zero version of it. And I got to my office, and I was like, I didn't think about it. I opened it. I'm like, whoa, this is really sweet. And I looked at it. I'm like, I'm done. I had a sip, and I was done because I don't like. Unfortunately, I don't drink a whole lot of sugary stuff. So I gave it to my coworker. And she said it was the most. I didn't like it. I can't. It's hard to explain. It's like they've had a bunch of them. They had one called Move. They had one called like Platinum or Ultimate or something. and they've all been really terrible. But this one's
AI. What does it taste like? That's what I want to know. That's what I really want to know.
Piss.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm not. It's like drinking a beer. You know, people have flavor profiles. And they smell it, and I've never been good at that. I don't.
Is it better than Crystal Pepsi?
Oh hell no.
No, okay, because that literally is the goat of all classic pops. But
if you like, the problem with Coke is like you're used to Coca-Cola or Coke Zero or Diet Coke. Yeah. It's nothing like any of those to me. Yeah. It had a funny aftertaste too, and it wasn't the sugar-free one, which was kind of strange. But my coworker literally, she tried to drink half of it, and she was, "I'm done. I have to dump this out." It's like X3000 or something. Is that what it's called? X3000?
Yeah, Y3000.
Y3000. That's
why. Yeah, why drink it? I guess. Have you guys ever tried this?
Yes.
No.
It's like Mexico's version of Coca-Cola. Yes. It is phenomenal.
It is.
It is so good. Yes. For mixing drinks, like a good rum and Coke, that shit's amazing.
Only if you're 21 and 8 years of age or older here in the U.S.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's right. It's 18 in Australia.
Roddy.
Hey, you'll be able to drink soon, Tuna.
That's true, yeah.
I'm 20 years old, so next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's tasted a beer. It's okay.
This is pop.
Yes. The rest of their line though is pretty awful.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely the best of the.
The Mexican cola is the best, not the orange.
Mexicola.
Yes. The Jarritos. Like the rest of their line, like their lime is awful. The rest of it's like you can take it and put it in the fridge and get it super cold. And I don't know how it works, but you take it out and you drink it, and it still tastes like it's like piss warm. It's weird.
So you guys had Fanta? Have you had Fanta?
Fanta, yep.
Fanta, yeah.
So Fanta has a Halloween one every year. They have one every year. And this one was black.
We say Fanta.
Have you seen it?
Yes, the Halloween version. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a different flavor. And then after I looked into it, it's basically a regular flavor. They just recolored black or purple, or whatever it was. And so it's basically it was their orange soda pop, whatever however you say it, and it was black, and it made my tongue black. And let me just tell you, going to the bathroom was a fun treat too.
That must mess with your mind though, because it's supposed to taste like orange, but it's black. It's like the.
Was that TMI, Dan? Was that TMI?
TMI.
No. No.
It kind of reminded me of your
TMI does not affect me. You're all right.
It reminded me of your microphone a little bit.
Apparently with Fanta, black is the new orange.
There you go.
Of course, yes. Roddy, speaking of which, did you ever try drink your flavored alcoholic beverage?
It's non-alcoholic.
Oh, non-alcoholic. I'm sorry. Yes.
What's non-alcoholic?
So I mixed it like you normally mix, like rum and Coke, Jack and Coke, whatever. So I mixed it like that, and I drank, and I went to hang out with some buddies one night, Friday night.
He woke up naked.
No, but it was I drank the whole glass, and then about 30 minutes after I drank it, I felt very good.
Did you?
I didn't have no weird dreams or anything like that, but it was...
Roddy, I actually have a picture of you. One of your buddies sent it in.
Was there a tiger in the bathroom?
Legit photo from Roddy's Friday night.
Did you... Okay, have you guys ever had absinthe before? Absinthe?
Right.
They don't sell it.
No, I've never tried absinthe.
Yes.
No.
So I've had it imported here years ago, and they say it's got wormwood, which can cause cancer. That's why they don't sell it here. And it says it's got hallucinogenic effects. I had a couple shots. You're supposed to drink it with like a sugar cube or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I did it the traditional way. It tastes like licorice to me, or like black licorice. It's not very good.
Isn't it green?
Yes, it can be. It can be green.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to make you calm, and all I did was fall asleep. I don't know if it actually worked. So,
now, Roddy, when you say it made you feel good, is that like euphoric good or like
or like you were touching like people and like good? ooh?
So it was kind of like a nice fall day where the sun's going down. There's a light breeze.
What the?
So now Tim's looking at him. He's like, "What the fuck, man?"
So you were relaxed, like
He was relaxed. Yeah.
So you didn't wake up in a place you've never seen before, naked with, Coyote Ugly syndrome or anything like that?
No, I was coherent. But
coherent. It's a good word. I like that.
It's good. Yeah, I'm like that when I'm pissed. I just coherent always.
Correct.
It's good to be coherent during the day when you're working too. I've heard. Yeah.
I've actually got footage of Dan when he's coherent here.
Oh, here we go.
This is good. It should be right here. There we
go. Yes. Perfect. Love it.
Hey, don't drink milk, okay, on a hot day.
Milk was a bad choice.
There you go.
I always drink milk. I always drink milk even when it's hot. I do.
Sex Panther.
Every time I drink milk, when it's hot, I think of that.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I think it might be time for us to go and explore some beverages and enjoy the Friday night, and let our audience go in and do the same. But thank you very much to Mike, Dan, Roddy, Tuna. Always a pleasure having you guys on. And we will be back next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Podcasts. Roddy's OnlyFans special edition page. We are actually now doing vinyl records too, which you can catch in your record shops. But anyway, on that note, we will leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll catch you on